I'm really trying to channel my inner Taylor 1989 cover with the white tank top. 1989 Taylor's version is here. First of all, I cannot believe that the original 1989 album came out practically 10 years ago. It feels like it was yesterday. It feels like it was actually yesterday, but it wasn't. It was like 2014. I was still in high school. Comment down below how old you were when it came out. But like, yeah, wow, 2014. I was in high school. Very, very transitional phase that year. I feel like 2014 was still like the Tumblr era was kind of still a thing during that time, and Instagram was still new, and wow, so much going on. If you want just a deep dive into what that time looked like, you should definitely, if you haven't already, watched Ali Sheehan's videos. I'll link her channel below. But wow, no, just watching the nostalgia, just watching that video, seeing all the stuff that was going on at that time that the album came out. I love the new cover of 1989 Taylor's version. It is so beautiful. I love how she maintained like the feel of the album, but the updated version, it's so beautiful. It's giving coastal vibe, crunchy granola what's the name of the aesthetic? Coastal cowgirl, you know what I mean. I've seen so many people complaining about the re-recordings online, but I really feel like there's space for both albums. So as long as you've given Taylor's version a listen, I feel like you've still done your part to support the artist. I think it's just hard in general to convince people when they've grown up with a certain version. I mean, I'm always going to hold on to the first version as like the ultimate favorite. But yeah, listen to both. There's room for both. I'm still in the process of listening to all the re-recorded songs, but so far I like the Bad Blood re-recording. Also, speaking of Bad Blood, oh my goodness. If you were not there during the time that the music video was released, do you guys remember that time? I have never seen so many celebrity cameos in a it was a moment, okay? All of us watched that video at least a million times. At least a million times. It was like a cultural reset. I feel like even now, if I go back and just watch the video, I'm gonna be like, oh my goodness, look at that. Look, it's so and so. It's this person. It's Zendaya. It's wow. 1989 is just, I feel like it was such a turning point in her career because I guess it was her establishing, I'm gonna do whatever it is that I want to do, whichever genre, and you guys are still going to listen to it. And we did. There's just so much love for that album. And also, just again, this is really taking me back. It's taking me back down memory lane. But my mom and sister got hands on like the physical copy from a thrift store. Comment below which are your top three favorite songs from the album. I feel like it's so impossible to choose, and I also don't want to start a war about which other songs I feel like are best from that album, but they're just so many gems from start to finish. That album, even I know people say that it's such a cliche song or whatever, but Blank Space is, I still listen to that song multiple times. And then, oh my goodness, just thinking about that time again, she also performed a lot of the songs at the Victoria's Secret show. Like, she was on some proper world domination back then. And even now. Right from the beginning, this album, I mean, I wish I could include the songs without getting copyrighted. Maybe I should sing. Maybe I should sing a little. Welcome to New York. If I ever visit New York, there are just two songs that have to be playing in the background, and that's Empire State of Mind and Welcome to New York. When I think of New York, I think of those two songs. Like, those are the first two songs that I think about. Another song that is just insane, like when you listen to it, the adrenaline the adrenaline trip that it takes you on, just the roller coaster of emotions listening to the song that just has you deep out of the woods. That song. And it's so insane. I think watching Ali's videos, I didn't realize just, I guess, how much was going on behind the songs again. But it's so insane to think about how the album was written around the time allegedly that she was with Harry Styles. Because here's the thing about me and music is I just listen to and enjoy songs, and I don't think about who's this about or who is this I don't know, I just, that's not what I deep dive into, but listening to all this stuff just really made me want to go and look like, okay, what was going on. So I saw an article saying that Out of the Woods was written about a snowmobile accident that she and Harry Styles were in, and that is so wild that no one knew about that at the time that it happened. Speaking of Harry Styles, have you listened to the lyrics of Is It Over Now? That's all that I'm gonna say. Just saying that I love them both. I love Harry Styles. This is common knowledge by now. But I'm just saying that song, there are no lies detected. I could sit here forever and just speak about the songs on that album. But Wildest Dreams, that is the most one of the most beautiful songs ever. And the video again. Oh, how you get the girl. Okay, this is my ultimate question. Do you like Clean or This Love better? Those songs are so beautiful, and I feel like they're very much in the same vein. And if you had to choose which one, I feel like that's an impossible question. And I feel like my answer changes all the time, but if you asked me right now, I think I would say This Love. This love is. Oh my gosh. Now that I am finally clean and pouring down. I know places. Amazing. Again, another masterpiece. And this was a bonus track, but New Romantics. I will never, ever, 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 ever be able to get over the lyrics. Cause baby, I could build a castle out of all the bricks they threw at me. And every day is like a battle. So I'm still gonna go listen to the vault tracks. So far, the vault track that I know everyone's talking about, Is It Over Now? Did I get the title right? Is It Over Now? But I like the vault track Slut better. I feel like no matter what your opinion is of Taylor Swift, I mean, you just cannot deny that she's talented. You really cannot. You cannot deny that she's kind of a lyrical genius, and she is so, so talented. Because even in 2014, when 1989 first came out, so many people tried to drag this woman. I will never forget logging onto Facebook and someone had made a post. I went out and got the album, I listened to it, and it's just repetitive. I can't believe people call this good music. And they had like put in little quotes of welcome to New York, welcome to New York, like just little bits of like out of context. And are we out of the woods, are we out of the woods? And I, up to this day, I have never been so angry in my entire life. Like, are you really going to just pick 2 or 3 lines and then make a blanket statement? That was the most insane, reductive review I've ever seen. And that's someone who just clearly didn't even listen to the whole album. It's actually just insane. So, like, here's the thing, you can say say whatever you want, but you just cannot say that this woman isn't talented. You really cannot. So that was me just going on a small little trip, just speaking about 1989. 1989 will always be up there. It is definitely one of my favorite albums that she's ever released. Like if I had to rank my favorite albums, and I don't want to start a war, but at the top for me is Speak Now, then Fearless, then Midnights, and 1989. Like those are and she's released, remember Taylor's released a lot of albums. So this is a hard ranking decision to make, but I feel like those are definitely my top favorites that she's ever released. I think a lot of us definitely will hold on to the original recordings, but again, as I said, there is still room to, at least listen to the re recordings. And honestly, I commend this woman. She really said, I am gonna re record all of these albums. I am gonna own the masters to these albums. And here she is. She's doing it, and she is literally breaking her own records in terms of streaming and sales, and she just keeps setting the bar for the music industry. Again, say what you want, but these are just facts.